Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Convention with the Weekly Comic Book Roundup. We've got a decently sized haul. We've already made through this week's X-Men books. Now let's move on to this week's Avengers books. Kicking things off, we've got Avengers number 19. So we got a little bit of recap here. First off, most recently in Avengers, Storm of the X-Men accepted an invitation to join the Avengers. Which was good timing as Thor was taking a break from the team. Previous, however, other events in Blood Hunt, Doctor Strange relinquished the title of Sorcerer Supreme to Doctor Doom, which was supposed to be temporary. However, Doom did Doom things and basically managed to say, "Oh, hey, I'm Sorcerer Supreme now, not you." So yeah. So the issue opens the Impossible City. Black Panther is Storm's ex-husband. Is planning to enter the Tesseract space inside of Meridian Diadem. With the intention of freeing them. Meridian Diadem was one of the city destroyers that the Avengers faced early in the series. Captain America points out that the timing is nothing to bring up, with the fact that Black Panther's ex-wife just joined the team. And Black Panther states that while Sam might be Captain America, the Falcon's sharp eyes remain. Though, and Sam states that T'Challa's being ridiculous, and T'Challa states that he's never been afraid of death, only losing. And losing Storm is his greatest failure. But elsewhere, basically the Avengers are kind of going over with things. With Captain Marvel points out to Storm that they're going to be a little short-handed with Black Panther doing his recon mission to Meridian Diadem and Thor going on leave, but she's glad that Storm's there. And in fact, Storm is too. It feels right. She calls the Impossible City charming, which and the city thanks her. He's been apparently Jarvis has been quite the inspiration to him and to the city. And Storm also points out that T'Challa taking on a dangerous solo mission to avoid awkward conversation is about as T'Challa as thing there has ever been. So, and apparently, one good thing that's come from Blood Hunt is that Sam and T'Challa are tied again, which is good for the both of them. And the city interrupts their downtime conversations to point out that the transmission that's coming in that the city was told to expect and put through. apparently, Doom would speak with the Avengers. They're they're teleported to the Rajasthan Desert in Afghanistan, and Doom's astral form is speaking to them. He said this time he has summoned the Avengers there to justify themselves. He says, saying that the Avengers represent one of the greatest concentrations of power in the world. So why have they let the world they've sworn to protect come to the state that it's in? But I mean, it's basically just, you know, we don't, you know, we don't intend to rule the world or make or make decisions for the people of the world, but help the people of the world. The Avengers are set upon by a army of the dead, briefly, and Doom points out that ideally, Samuel should not be Captain America, but of a unified world. Captain Marvel represents a world brought together, ready to take its place on the galactic stage among equals. Tony Stark will be finally free of weapons, consigning both his own and the world's addiction to war to the scrapping of history. Storm can finally do for her people what all the Avengers and X-Men could not, securing the future of mutants. The Vision, freed from the imposition of human morality, free to burn the scourge of Ultron from the face of the world, no matter the cost. And the Scarlet Witch could finally live up to her name, finally exercising the power she keeps in check without fear of damaging the false structures of the world. A good world, a right world, an Avengers world. And as I said, there was basically they're not imposed. They don't exist to impose their will upon the world, but to protect the world. Vision also points out that they cannot fix the world unilaterally. It's not a machine. Adding that they're protectors, not tyrants. They cannot impose their will on billions simply because they're strong or powerful. Not about betraying what the Avengers are. Captain Marvel chimes in by saying that no one person can rule this world. No 7 people can. Well, not well and not right, at least. Not without making it worse than it already is. The Avengers will always be there to save the world, but not by taking away its ability to save itself. But Doom brands them as cowards, saying that there's so much power among them, but they're so afraid of that power. They let their fear master them, when they should have mastered the world. The Avengers let their fear make them small, but Doom has never been, will never be, small. There's nothing that can master Doom. And he bids them farewell. And the issue ends with basically the Avengers saying, yeah, Doom's going to be a problem. The Vision stating that the purpose of Doom's demonstration was not to change their minds or his. It was a thought exercise. They were his props, his devil's advocates. Their only purpose was to aid him in troubleshooting his own thinking to allow him to reinforce his own ideas and the rightness of them. Doom believes that he must do what the Avengers will not, and he now has the power to see it through. That is where the issue ends. There is apparently going to, an upcoming event soon in Marvel, One World Under Doom. So I imagine this is something will lead into that. But moving on though to our next book, we've got Iron Man #1. So, Iron Man. He retook his company from Fei Long, and has been having to basically put things back together. The issue opens though in upstate New York at a Stark factory. It's locked up. All the workers can't get in. Security are basically the security team are basically knockoff Hulks. So Tony shows up and takes him down and unlocks the gates of the building. Apparently there's also a union drive going on at Stark Unlimited. And Tony is, as he should, let this be known, Tony Stark should welcome, I would even go as far as say, welcome a union among his employees. And enter negotiations with this union in good faith, and likely kowtow to and I would also say go as far as say maybe actually give in to their demands, or at the very least negotiate compromise, but still compromise that should benefit the workers more. But apparently the reason for the union drive is that under the previous management, Stark Unlimited was making Sentinels. But the main organizer is also wondering, since they make he needs even though the company makes artillery shells at the plant, and he's had his fill of artillery in the armed forces. He needs a job, and he wants to make sure that they're not going to be made to find the workers aren't going to be made to find new ones. But Tony seems to be in agreement with the union, flies off, and the boot repulsors misfire, and he crashes into the plant. Many weeks later, he's basically he's healing up, and apparently there's now an offer from Roxxon to buy out Stark Industries. Roxxon being represented by Monica Rappaccini, former, current Scientist Supreme. But Tony deals with a few of the lesser-known Masters of Evil, also more of the bargain basement Hulks. And it seems that Justine Hammer is somewhat of the mastermind here, and has managed to take his Mysterium armor and convert it into a new Ironmonger. But it does seem that Justine has a few tricks up her sleeve. And the issue ends with Tony making a new armor, presumably going a little more low tech. Be interesting to see how the Stark Roxxon war plays out. A slight complaint with other upcoming Marvel books featuring Iron Man. It'd be nice if he was he'd relocated to California on account of the fact that West Coast Avengers is being led by Iron Man, and it would probably help for him to be, you know, not an entire continent away from the team. So, but maybe that'll change. Moving on, though, to our last one for the moment, we've got Scarlet Witch, number 5. Where we left off, Wanda had managed to stop the Griever at the end of all things from erasing her and everyone she loves from existence. But that, of course, that required her to die and come back, with help from Hexfinder. But Lockhill's on the mend. The Emporium, with the last door, is back and open for anyone who may need a helping hand. So the issue opens with Wanda scouring the last door for traps, while Darcy does some studying from the vault's treasures. But Wanda decides to test the door and walk through it. And she ends up in New York, specifically Hell's Kitchen. Woman runs out of the subway. And an ectoplasmic hammer is tossed at her. Well, and stopped from hitting her by a red baton. Apparently, Wanda's in Hell's Kitchen. And the bricklayer's back. So, Wanda and Daredevil try and find the bricklayer's bricks, or at least brick, as in the subway station. His spectral head is used as a GPS device of sorts. And he's managed to make an army of Chthon, so to speak. Which Daredevil exercises. He knows his Roman rights. But and the bricklayer is seemingly dispelled. The brick in question is destroyed. And Wanda returns to Lockkill to find, and her and Darcy find a customer in the shop. It's closed, though. That customer, however, Agatha Harkness. And that is where the issue ends. This is actually going to be setting up a story that spins out of last week's Crypt of Shadows, so that should be interesting. Yeah, nice little a bridging issue, so to speak. But anyways, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Mastodon, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. Big shout out to Patreon patron Red Band's Penis. Thank you so much for your support. It is greatly appreciated. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.